It's the Eagle Television Forum with your host, Gary Shorman.
Welcome to the Forum. I'm Mike Kerner in for Gary Shorman this week, and the Forum is brought to you by Hayes Med, but we've got a special guest with us today, Brett Meyer, and Brett, national champion, I guess we can say that. Do you get like a big ring for that, national, because they give national championship rings out?
Yeah, I guess so. I haven't asked my coach yet for permission, but yeah, that's what I've heard, that when you win nationals, you get a ring, so that's pretty cool. I'm kind of excited for that. So.
Well, Brett is a really fast runner. We're going to talk to him a little bit about this because you won a national title. You go to Fort Hays State University. But in the first part of the show here, I want to ask you a little bit about where did you grow up?
I grew up in Scott City, Kansas, a small town under 4,000 people, and I think there's 2 stoplights, so kind of small and a little bit of humbling growing up there, but just growing up there as a kid, just that's what we do is work hard. We work in the summers, 40-hour weeks, and
then run after that.
Run after that, play basketball, football, do stuff like that. So yeah.
When you run in a small town like that, do you get really tired of the same path after the same path all the time?
A little bit, but when I come back from Hayes, I love it. I love coming back to those dirt roads that I ran on when I was younger. So yeah, I get tired of it when I'm there for the summers, but I love coming back to run.
Is there a certain program you stay on when you go back over the summer months, or when you're not during season?
Yeah, I just try and do my base mileage, and it's kind of low key more in the summer. I just try and get 67 miles a week and try and get up as early as I can. That's hard for me, but try to get up early and then run in the evenings as well.
Well, Scott City is where you grew up. You went to high school at Scott City, and you did well at Scott City High School, I hear.
Yeah, I was extremely fortunate growing up in a town like that. I won state in every sport. Once I was a senior, we won in football, basketball a few times, and then individually in track. So yeah, it's just an amazing community of sports.
And the kids all want your autograph.
Yep, I guess.
Well, let's talk about you moved then from Scott City to Hays to go to Fort Hays. What brought you to Fort Hays, or what appealed to you at Fort Hays?
My wife now and my girlfriend then ran on the track team, and I love track, but I kind of wanted to play basketball. But I just got a little bit better at track, and then she was on the track team, so I was like, that would be the best decision to do that. So that was pretty much it, and I loved the team aspect right when I got here. So.
Well, I heard you guys were married on June 15th, so not long ago. Yep. So congratulations on that. But do you guys run together, and does one of you say, I don't want to run that pace today?
Yeah, I think so. We push each other a lot. When she was running with her fast workouts, she would push me, and then once she stopped, now I push her on the easy runs. But yeah, she kind of slows me down a lot, but that's fine.
Well, I mean, you are a national champion, so that happens, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But you're at Fort Hays. What are you studying?
I studied coaching and teaching, K through 12, and now I'm going to master's school for health and human performance.
So you want to be a teacher or work into what, maybe middle school or high school? Or even maybe college?
I think more college right now. I love the college level, and that'd be really cool to coach at a college level someday.
Well, very good. We'll get into the awards and the whole thing about you and your running really fast. We'll get into that in the second half of the show. It's Brett Meyer, our guest here on the Forum, brought to you by Hayes Med. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
An INSP original series. Why would these 3 men want to live their lives by a cowboy code?
What we do best is cowboy.
Tradition, dedication. But one reason is bigger than the rest.
Family. That's what life's all about.
It's a show you don't want to miss. The Cowboy Way. Sundays at 10 p.m. Eastern. Only on INSP.
Hi, Scarlett here, and Eagle Radio of Hayes is sending me back to Branson September 9th through the 12th on a comfy Village Tours bus. See the fall foliage, hit the casino, and catch a roll at Lambert's Cafe. We are scheduled to see these great shows: Samson, The Hay Goods, The Acrobats of Shanghai, Clay Cooper's Music Show, The Branson Bell Cruise and Lunch Show. Singles, couples, join me September 9th through the 12th. All this for only $798. Call me at 301-2211 to reserve your seat now.
coast. We'll get together, have a few laughs.
Fire in the hole!
Welcome back to the Forum. I'm Mike Kerner in for Gary Shorman. By the way, if you have any show ideas, Gary would love to hear from you. It's gshorman@goeaglecom.net, gshorman@eaglecom.net. Again, I'm Mike Kerner in for Gary this week. Brett Meyer, our guest today, a national champion, and this is in the 1500 meter. So you're running along doing these races all year, and you're like, what, gathering points, and then you're doing really good in your times. How does that? Do you see that light at the end of the tunnel thinking, hey, you know what, I may be able to go to nationals or something like that? Was that a goal of yours?
Yeah, it was a big goal of mine early on in my career as a freshman. I just really wanted to get to nationals, and I failed at that. The first year I was real close, but then as a sophomore, that was my main goal every year, is to go to nationals and compete my best. So once I got to a sophomore year and I knew it was possible for me, it just came natural. I have to be here every year, and that's what the light at the end of the tunnel was for me every year.
So you have to train during the winter months too. Are you a treadmill guy, or you just say, you know what, I'm putting cold gear on, I'm going?
I'm kind of a treadmill guy when it gets real windy and cold, but I like to tough it out and go in the snow and the rain. But yeah, when it gets to 40-mile-an-hour wind like it does in Kansas, I jump on the treadmill for sure.
So you started training for this, you saw your times, you get nervous before the races, and I heard that you were in the back of the pack on this final, and then you moved forward. Is that kind of a strategy that you use, or it just happened that day?
Yeah, that's my strategy. I know it gives my parents and my family heart attacks every time, and gives them some gray hair, but that's how I do it. I sit in the back and I just feed off the front runners. In indoor, I ran from the front. I tried changing something up. I said, I'm going to lead this race and I'm going to win it that way, and that didn't work out for me. I was just gassed at the end. But once this last race, the 1500 meter at nationals, I just sat in the back and was really patient and waited for the last 200 meters, and it worked, and I'm going to stick to that way.
Well, sometimes it's a psychological thing. You've got it worked out. You know that you got that at the end, and you know it's worked for you in the past.
Yeah. Yeah, like I always say, it's better to be the hunter than the hunted, and that works for me.
And your times were really good. You have, what was it, it was a third individual in 3 years to do that.
Yeah, so I think I ran 3:43, and yeah, I was up there to be the top at D2. So.
And then when you won the national title at that race, how many people from Fort Hays went to nationals, by the way?
I think there was five or
six of them?
Yeah.
So do you guys travel together when you do that? Mm-hmm. And so you get down there and you're all doing really well, you win the thing, and then you're finished up with it, and it's like the season's over.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like the first day, like you said, we did pretty good. Freshman got fourth in the pole vault, and yeah, we just feed off each other. And I'm like, well, I need to compete. And then once I won, we celebrated together. We had so much fun. And then we're like, yeah, what's next?
So do you have other people that are doing track too that feed off of you, that kind of want to train with you, and do you train with a lot of them as well?
Yep. On the distance team, it's awesome because I get pushed by the longer distance guys. There's guys that will run 20 miles. And I don't like doing that stuff, so those people push me, and then I'm a little quicker on the track, so I get to help push the younger kids. So yeah, it's a great team sport, and we get to work with each other.
So your winning time this year, I'm going to look here, was, you probably know it by heart, so you probably don't have to look it up, but I have to look it up here. I saw it in here somewhere. You want to help me with it?
Yeah,
oh, there it is. It's 3.58.24. Mm-hmm. So that was the winning time. And I'm sure you know this, what's the world record on that one?
The world record in 1500 is like 3:29.
Oh wow!
It's quick. That the race ended up going kind of slow, and I had to kick really hard, so it wasn't the fastest time, but it
worked for that situation.
Yeah, it worked.
So next year you're trying to do it again?
I graduated, so I'm going to be coaching at Fort Hays and be assistant here. So I'm excited to take new roles, but yeah, I'm going to still train under my coach here, Coach McCullough. So
you are done, and Coach McCullough's been been great for the program, and he's probably helped you out along the way as well.
Yep, he has helped me so much, and now he's continuing to help me get into professional races and talking to meet directors for me. He's been awesome.
Very good. Well, thanks for coming in and joining us, and congratulations on that win.
Thank you.
I know you're
Appreciate
going to hear that the rest of your life, too.
Maybe.
So again, with us, Brett Meyer. He is from Fort Hays State University. Well, going to graduate, or you did graduate, and now you're moving on to. So a lot of things happened to you this year with
Yes,
the whole
it
wedding
did.
and the whole everything else.
It
So
did, yeah.
so a lot of things went on. So he is the 1500 meter NCAA Division II or Division One. It says.
Division II.
Division II national champion. Well, thanks for joining us today on the forum. I'm Mike Kerner in for Gary this week.